The second question. The 1857 uprising was the culmination of the recurrent big and small local rebellions that had occurred in the preceding 100 years of British rule. Elucidate. See, in these kind of questions, always you better underline the keywords so that you will address each of them in your answer. See, the 18th uprisings was the culmination. The word culmination actually means two different things. One is reaching the highest point. Reaching the highest point. Highest point in the sense, this is the highest rebellion or highest revolt in the last 100 years. That is the meaning. Another meaning of culmination is reaching the end point. End point. But 1857 revolt is not the end point, because even after the 1857 revolt, there are few local revolts. Like in 1879, there was Rampa revolt. In 1899, there was Munda rebellion. Hence, it is not the end point. However, you can say it is the highest point. So you have to address this kind of things in the given question. Then, it is the culmination of the recurrent. Recurrent means repeating. Big and small local rebellions that occurred in the preceding 100 years of British rule. That means you have to say, or you have to actually try to address the rebellions that occurred in the 100 years, 1757 to 1857. In these 100 years, what are the big and small local rebellions, and how 1857 is a kind of culminating factor of all these revolts. Let us look at how to address this question. See, in the introduction, it is better if you mention that these local rebellions as well as 1857 revolt has almost similar causes. See, the local rebellions and 18th uprisings, both of them have economic causes, social and religious causes, then it has political causes. So, the causes of most of the revolts are similar. That's why we call them as recurrent. Now, in these kind of answers, it's better if you draw a map and show various rebellions. For example, you can draw map like this. And see, there are almost 20 to 30 rebellions, important rebellions. However, because of limitation of space and time, you cannot address all of them. So better you select those rebellions in different areas of India in different times. Also, select the rebellions that have caused because of different reasons also. For example, see, in the Punjab area you have Kuka rebellion that occurred in around 1840, and it is because of political reasons. Similarly, Ahom in Assam, present Assam, the Ahom rebellion occurred in 1828. It is also because of political reasons. Then in the Bengal and Jharkhand area, the Sannyasi rebellion in Bengal, it happened in the 19th century. It happened mostly from 1763 to 1800. In the 18th century. And Sannyas rebellion is because of socio-religious cause. Then the Santal rebellion, Santal uprising, which occurred in almost 1855-56. Santal rebellion is economic. Because of economic reasons, it has occurred mostly. Coming to South India also there are a lot of rebellions. You can mention few of them, whichever you think you are good at, you can mention them. For example, in the Malabar area, the Polygar rebellion that has occurred. Actually, there are many Polygar rebellions. Mostly they have stopped in 1855. It is because of economic reasons. Then Vijayanagaram, the present Andhra Pradesh. Vijayanagaram, the revolt of Raja of Vijayanagaram. It is political reason. It occurred in 1794. Thus, see, when you are answering these kind of questions, it is better if you mention the revolts in different places of India. Similarly, different timelines and different reasons, political reason, socio-religious reason, economic reason, like that. Now, do not spend much time on that, because the question is not about discuss all the rebellions in India. The question is about how 1857 is the culminating factor of these rebellions. So these things you have to mention briefly in 1 or 2 lines. You can say Kooka rebellion has occurred because after the annexation of the Punjab, the British tried to restrict the rights of the landlords, etc., because of which the Kooka movement, which was initially started as a religious reform movement, later covered as a political movement. Similarly, the Ahom rebellion in 28, after the first Burma war, British actually promised that they will withdraw from the Assam, but actually they tried to annex the territories of the Ahom, hence they have led to a rebellion. Similarly, the Sannyasi rebellion is because the British has put some restrictions on the visiting to the pilgrim places on sannyasis, because of which they have actually raided on the treasuries, government treasuries, and it has taken enough time, a lot of time for the Britishers to control rebellion by their military action. Similarly, Santals. The Santals actually have got, are always oppressed by the outsiders, the traders, the merchants, the landlords, etc. Because of which they wanted to get rid of the outsiders, because they have taken a revolt. If you come to Raja Vijayanagaram, it's political, as British occupied the Vijayanagaram. After that, they have asked him to pay tribute of 3 lakhs and asked him to disband his military, because of which he, along with his supporters, had gone for a revolt. Similarly, Polygar. This is because of a very oppressive land revenue system, a high taxation system, which is not accepted by the people in the Malabar, in the Madras Presidency only, because of which they have gone for repeated revolts, finally which was suppressed in 1855. So most of these are suppressed by the military action. Hence what happened is, by the time of 1857, already the entire India, there was unrest, there was opposition towards the British. So all of them want to take revenge on the Britishers, or they want to expel the Britishers out of their places, in every locality. So at that time, in 1857, you have to mention the trigger point is the Sepoy Mutiny, the unrest in the Sepoys. Indian soldiers had unrest because of several reasons. One is racial discrimination. Of the Indian soldiers. Second is they are given low emoluments. Low salary, less facilities, low quality of food compared to their British counterparts. Because of which they have unrest. They are against the Britishers. Also, some of the religious sentiment is affected. For example, in those days, in the Hinduism, they felt that if you cross the seas, it is as if you lost your caste. So the Britishers made the Indian soldiers cross the seas during the World Wars. World Wars are during when the British has to fight with some country outside India. Similarly, no soldier is allowed to use any sectarian marks or religious marks. However, the trigger point is that finally, both Hindu and Muslim soldiers in the British army, when they have to use the Enfield rifles, the rumor is that it is made up of cow and pig fat, which affected their religious sentiment, because of which they have actually started the revolt, the mutiny of the British soldiers, British officers. Then that's how it started, and these sepoys have got a very good support from the Jamindars from the nearby areas and the other local leaders, the princes from the nearby areas, who already have the unrest. For example, 1857 revolt is because of socio-religious, economic and political causes. Political, you can say, because of subsidiary alliance, because of doctrine of lapse, because of effective control, etc. And economic reasons, you can say, heavy taxation, oppressive land revenue system, and because of the no patronage for the handicraftsmen, the artisans, as British goods are mostly imported, exported into India, and the Indian artisan goods are not encouraged, because of which most of the handicraft artisans became jobless. Similarly, socio-religious causes. See, as mentioned, some of the reforms taken British, like Widow Remarriage Act, abolition of sati, or maybe the actions of some of the Christian missionaries, all these things acted against the sentiments of the Indians. So because of these reasons, there was a large scale revolt during the 1857. And remember, you have definitely mentioned that 1857 is the culminating, highest point among all the local rebellions of last 100 years, mainly because it has got the support of several localities. You can even draw a map and show what are those localities. You can say, see, from Delhi, General Bakht Khan has led the rebellion, whereas from Lucknow and Kanpur, from Kanpur, Nana Sahib, from Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal, from Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai has led, and similarly from Bihar, Kunwar Singh. Like that, there are several local leaders and nearby Jamindars also have helped the soldiers in this Sepoy mutiny. That is why, because of coalition of several forces, though it is unplanned, unorganized, it has got huge support, hence you can say it is a culmination. Similarly, because the reasons are same, you can say it is a culmination. Also recurrent, because the rebellions are recurrently occurring till 1857, hence you can prove this statement. This is called elucidating. Elucidating means prove with examples, give some examples. Hence you have to give all the examples. However, you don't need to agree with the end point. You can say this is not the end point. After this also, there are few revolts. As I told you, 1879, the Rampa revolt, and 1899, the Munda rebellion. Rampa revolt and Munda rebellion. With that, you can conclude your answer. So, remember, essentially, you have to address every point during the question.